Ready? Go!
Marth Peach, not the...
We've seen a lot of this today, actually.
Yes.
Marth versus floaties. I had a set with Braixen earlier.
Very close set.
Yeah,
also.
we had some Marth Dittos, if you consider Marth a floaty. Some people do. I think it's stupid, but you can't just call everyone who's not the 3 fast followers floaties.
True. I think floaties would be the people who actually float. Like you have your Luigi's, your Peaches.
Peach, your Luigi's, your Samuses, sure. I'll accept those as all of them. You know what's a weird one that comes up? Are Ices a floaty, or are they just out by themselves?
Oh.
I think they're a floaty, right?
I think they're definitely a floaty, yeah. They don't really play like floaties.
That's the thing why they're
But
different.
they get comboed like floaties.
Yeah. They're kind of an awkward way.
So you said these two trade sets pretty often.
They've traded sets pretty often. I don't know who's up. I don't know what their counts are. I've had them play each other at my In the Garage tournaments several times before, and I don't know how it ever is going to go. I'd basically just say it's like, Braixen's a pretty consistent player in my eyes. They can get pretty tilted sometimes, and like change their game plan, right? When it works, Braixen like can build that momentum and come back and do well. When it doesn't, it's like an all downhill from there if it doesn't work. Outlet, also kind of a consistent player, but the difference is like sometimes Outlet's playing really fuego, sometimes they're not, and like Marth is kind of a matchup that really shows that. Outlet has been upset by like Marth players in the past, but like also has like some good wins against them. Like Outlet doesn't have a DeCoast win or anything like that, but like any Marth Braixen's level or below, Outlet has wins on. I basically say. Has beaten Darren VMPR pretty consistently, and Braixen before. So. As well as Archon, the Eugene Corvallis Marth player, who's pretty good. By the way, are we not talking about this? Is an interesting starting stage for this, right?
Yes, I think so. It should
Outlet
be.
likes some weird stages, I think, for pretty much every matchup. Like, you'll see Outlet going to Yoshi's really frequently for the first stage, almost any matchup. I've seen Outlet go to Yoshi's against Marth game 1 before. Like, I saw it today.
It's questionable.
It is questionable, but if you feel comfortable on a stage and you just like want to start there and then make your adjustments from there, sure.
Braixen curing his Marthritis there.
Oh, another touch with my stream stuff. I prioritize having the tagging person on the side of the camera that they're on versus the side of the stocks.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, but it made sense.
Good question. So the thing is, for the stocks, you see that they're paired, so it's like such a big deal. But I'd rather people know, it's like, I don't know, we're watching somebody play. Which one of these goons is who?
Is who, yeah.
Yeah.
Braixen, when he's edge guarding, he will often drop his turnip with his, he'll drop his turnip before he grabs ledge to cover the low angle, which is amazing.
I'm gonna try to be polite about this one. Braixen much prefers to go by they now. There's like post about it a while ago. I don't think you were very active.
Okay.
Try to be neutral with Braixen when you can. Ooh, a down tilt trading here is super horrible, but it somehow Outlet got back. Nice. Missing tech on platforms against Marth is just scary beyond all belief because vulnerable when you land, your roll usually gets covered anyway by the full arc of it on Pokemon. It's just bad news. Good nair. Okay, interesting.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was just kind of an awkward spacing situation. So this is what I was talking about. Braixen is
The tilt.
already yelling at Outlet. Yelling is extreme, but
Speaking
they're not
loudly.
happy. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier in that game.
Yes.
And thing is, Braixen sometimes makes the adjustments and turns that around to like, all right, I have to pull it together, and that can work sometimes. I've seen Braixen make really good comebacks in the past, especially in Dr. Z. Braixen has a crazy set count with Dr. Z at this point. They're 3-0 for their last sets, and like that's just like this year.
Yeah.
Those Dr. Z wins are definitely a good part of why Braixen made our state TR for our last cycle. It was like that and a Derek win against Aura.
Beating Aura's huge.
Beating Aura's huge.
Which Ford Money just did.
Which Ford Money just did 3-0. I'm here to talk about this set because this is a really good one too. But that I don't want to undersell. Ford finally doing that 3-0 win over Aura is actually bonkers. Because considering last time it was a 3-2. Ford got turned around. Aura made the adjustment. This time, Ford never faltered, which is really cool. I don't see anyone 3-0ing Aura like that except that Goku. Outlet gets the stock as well, but at 105% deficit to try to make something out of, it can be scary. The one thing that's in the advantage here, I was talking about this in a different Peach Marth set, is that
space down smash.
Yeah, that was a good call, especially good against floaties because that spaced tipper on down smash goes like straight up.
Yeah,
it's really good against Puff too. The thing is, when floaties are at like high percentages versus Marth, it's kind of it's weird to say in your favor as the floaty, but now you're less scared to grab because there's like so few true follow-ups.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like, they're pretty technically demanding, so you can kind of check people on some of your DIs. Taking a step back though, talking about that down smash tipper, there's some really creative setups you can do for rest punishes versus Puff with it. Where like you can go just walk past Puff and roll back, and you can like perfectly space a down smash to tipper kill Puff off the top for rest punishes, and it's actually the most optimal thing like to do. Players like PPU are now using this sort of setup, Spud's using this setup. But what's interesting is that Oregon's very own DeCoast is the one who made it. That's his setup, so that's very cool.
Wow.
Every time I see people use it, it's like, that's an Oregon thing.
That's an Oregon setup.
Yep.
Putting or stay on the map.
Yeah. There's another one of those things where it's like, I forget the Samus who did it. It was before my time, but a Samus player apparently invented the like Pokemon Stadium missile cancel thing that Samus players do.
Really?
I don't want to get their tag wrong, so I'm just not going to say it at all.
Wow.
That's an Oregon classic.
That's also a huge piece of tech that people use.
Yeah, it's like super vital for Samus. I love that sort of data. Unfortunately, Oregon has a lot more brawl tech we've invented.
Wow, that is a disappointment.
Because like OM Gauge and eggs. Oregon just started kind of picking up when brawl came out is the thing.
Outlet cleans up the stock.
Yeah, this
Even
game's been
game.
keeping a lot closer. Like, any time that somebody gets a lead and they have to work back from like a huge stock deficit, they're both just closing it out.
Yes. Neither of them landing their edge guards that well.
It's hard.
That's fair.
These two characters edge guarding each other is like, it's really tricky. It sort of involves like some like soft reads to work out. Peach doesn't want to get too close to the ledge. Marth doesn't want to commit to an option too dangerous. You have to like, kind of call out with a turnip to really set up any true edge guards this Peach. Nice. Yep. Just out of that percentage. That's exactly why Marth doesn't want to get floaties to higher percentages.
Can't land the F throw forward, or forward
You
smash.
can, however, get dash attack, which doesn't net quite as much, but it's still nonetheless good. So at this point, we're gonna see Braixen. They're gonna want to really set up like side B floaty killers at this percentage. The tricky thing about that though is side B is a kind of a commitment, right? Like if you whip that just out of range, if your opponent's like planning to space for it, it can be really bad for you. This down smash could be it. Braixen. Oh, I would say Braixen still had a double jump, so that wasn't so scary. Not gonna kill you.
It's the turnip drop I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Outlet looking for the same setup as before.
Yeah.
It's worked several times in the set.
The F tilt takes it.
And again, oh, barely grabbed. Not gonna work though. And again, we see another sock.
Stock trade.
Yeah, exactly. Like as soon as they come back with low percentage, they end up clutching it because their opponents are at 100+%. You just need one good opening, and it's so threatening to get in on them with both these characters having mean crouch cancel options against each other.
Braixen seems to be controlling the ground very well, calling out landings all the time.
Yeah, they've definitely changed a little bit of their game plan. They're using center stage as a different kind of tool as they were before, and like encroaching on grounded areas a little bit differently. That's scary. Outlet doesn't have a lot of options here. That's gonna close
That's
it.
gonna be this game. Set is 1-1.
And of course, we're in losers top 8 here still. It must be losers semis.
Yeah.
I was wrong before where it was. Braixen confirms. They heard that.
Braixen
that
confirms it is semis.
comment. Yeah, it is semis.
Wonder if they will go Yoshi's. It is.
I hate Outlet.
It is Outlet's counterpick.
Yeah. You called it. You knew. You've learned something here.
It's only bad if it doesn't work, right?
Sure. I understand it in some contexts. Like Peaches who really want to swallow their opponent, they can take advantage of a lot of things here. I just think that it's crazy. Like you have to respect your opponent's their
Strengths?
setups too, right? Being poked on platforms here, Marth has better edge guarding here, dying early off the sides here.
Lands the up B off stage to clean it off. Will Outlet be able to trade the stock like they normally have been?
Pretty meaty 45% combo there. And yeah, that's gonna close it out.
Cleans
No
it
jump
up.
and it killed anyway.
45 extra credit.
Yeah. Wow. There are some really crazy low aerials here from Outlet. And mad platform aggression.
This is
This
the reason why
this
he
is
likes
why Outlet
it.
wants to go to Yoshi's story.
This
With an
is
up B.
why
That is going to be the
Outlet
end of that
likes
exchange. But it'll close there.
Outlet 69%.
Outlet 69%.
This is a magical stock.
Magical percentage right there. Ooh, a really interesting fade back for that recovery. And it ended up working out even though it was incredibly risky.
Yes. Braixen walling.
Yeah. That was great.
Throwing
The
up
first one I was
flares.
questionable about the fair one.
Calls it out. Lands the F smash.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. SDI and get up B in there. I thought that Nair was guaranteed.
As last set that they played, Velo got shine out of
Yeah, I guess that's a perfect example of that. It's not guaranteed. With good SDI, it was just in a position where I didn't think you could get away with it.
Trying to
Not gonna save this, but
Braixen
a
does.
sour spot up B there will.
Dragon Ball Z, and they both live.
Yeah.
Reset back to neutral.
Ooh, that was an opportunity missed right there for that land in front. But I ended up getting a down smash that closes it anyway.
Pattern of this game has been trading stocks early.
Yeah, for sure.
And Braixen cleans it up. Well, 62 extra credits a lot though.
It is. For Peach's side, that actually has some value to it too. I think when Marth has a lead like that in a situation, it's actually kind of scary because it's if I don't kill on my next exchange with one of my important openings that I still have, then I have to do it a different way. I lose out and I have to go for a floaty killer style option.
I think a good question
That-
is if Marth
That was
loses on
nearly
this
guaranteed.
stage.
Okay.
If Marth loses on Yoshi's, where does Marth take Peach?
It might just be straight back. I wouldn't be surprised to see
Or might be
Pokemon or a
Battlefield.
more neutral stage as well. Yeah, because when you have that sort of pressure put on you, you might go, maybe I don't want to go there. At least not this game, right? If it has to go to game 5 and you're feeling different, you can take a more extreme pick. I also think that this stage kind of favors towards Marth because Peach has a really rough time with the ledges here.
Getting battlefielded.
Yeah, getting battlefielded as Peach kind of sucks.
Braixen.
Very great
with
stock. Clean combo.
The Ken combo. In the air, Braixen just seems to be dominating. If they ever hit the ground, Mr. Saturn gets thrown.
That's really
Battlefielded.
unfortunate.
51 extra credit to work with.
Yeah, that's something.
Outlet's not landed the down air into nair almost at all.
This is one of the bigger leads we've seen during this set, surprisingly.
True.
It's a whole stock lead, including percentage, respectively. But I don't think it's really that big of a deal because we've just seen a lot of interactions where sometimes somebody will clean a stock really early, and then the next one, they aren't able to get out of their deficit.
Oh no.
One of the things I think is going to make a huge difference here is Outlet has been really, really reserved about grabbing ledge. They're pretty much always going for the turnip setup. And never taking an opportunity like that, but we finally see one.
The turnip drop
Okay.
cleans it up.
Yeah, the thing is, you still have to work with this. It's not perfect.
That was good tech by Braixen.
It was. When you get Nair in a direction you don't want, it's like, at that percentage, it's okay. Another reason Battlefield's rough. We're seeing a lot of Battlefield situations coming up here. Very specific to stage. Ooh, I like the down smash option there to cover a lot of like DIs, but it just wasn't right. I think Outlet's actually got a lot of mileage in comparison to normally what they go for in like their sets with down smash, but a lot of these moves into a landing down smash, expecting their opponent to go land right next to them. Mason has done a great job avoiding it. Braixen has been doing fantastic at avoiding that kind of situation.
Braixen has a huge lead right now.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No? You don't think it's
Even before that came up.
one F smash away?
No, because okay, is it important? Is it a lead? Of course. And there's the F smash. But what I mean by that is like, I don't think it's that big when Peach has that sort of percentage deficit, because Marth is limited on what openings will actually confirm into a kill. So it's a lead, of course, right? Peach has to work a little bit harder, but one of the biggest openings that Marths are getting is that they're getting grabs for it, and they don't have a lot of grab opening options at 99%.
You counterpicked the Yoshis.
Yeah.
I hope it's Dreamland, but it might be FOD.
I would be really surprised. I don't know why this is happening like this.
Does Outlet hate Dreamland? I thought it
don't
was a love for
think
Yoshis,
so.
maybe not a...
Yeah, I don't know too much about that.
Braixen seemed to figure something out. Calling out landings. Outlet's finally able to land.
Yeah. Braixen's doing amazingly with these juggle situations.
Arthritis is definitely in though.
Good tech. And gets away with it. And there it goes.
It wasn't a 0 to death though.
No. To be fair, they played a couple neutral actions while they're going, but it wasn't a flawless stock for Braixen either.
No.
And we see the opposite sort of thing starting up now.
I can see why you say one stock lead is not much of one.
I don't think so in this matchup. It's not huge anyway.
It seems like if Outlet can land, they're able to actually get stuff done.
Outlet finds himself at a 2-stock deficit here at 107% for the stock situation. That could just happen right off of this, but it'll still require an edge guard situation for sure. And there's the reverse nair, not quite at a high enough percentage to create a new, like, real edge guard situation right off the bat.
If they turn up, and that should be it. Fails to re-grab. It lands the down smash.
Yeah, it ended up being okay. Braixen saw the opening of the release on ledge and thought, I need to get there right away. Which is pretty reasonable, I think.
Lands the tipper F smash.
Yeah, it was just a little too dedicated to trying to get in right then and there. It seemed like when they're both getting on platforms, that's where like a lot of scary situations are happening for Outlet. We see Braixen going for these really
Braixen
long
landing
extended combos, exactly like that.
A huge combo. Made adjustments, ended up coming back.
Yep.